Hello everybody, welcome to your live watch along of Ivory Coast versus Algeria in the African Cup of Nations. Winner takes all, loser goes home, winner goes through to the next round of the competition. So it's a winner takes all bout today with two big hitters in Algeria and in Ivory Coast. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a big one. But like I say, so guys, just going to do a quick reel for you guys so you guys can see. The stream is now live, folks. Hopefully you guys will get in there. We're going to put a poll up in a minute for you guys to have a say in who you think will win. But hopefully you guys do enjoy the stream. Like, sub and subscribe if you are new. And just give you some insight in this game. Winner takes all. Loser goes home. And the winner goes through to the next round of competition. See you guys in the live stream. Blue to go and peace. So, hopefully it'll be a good game. Hopefully we'll all get going. It'll be fun. It will be fun. So guys, put in your questions. I'll be down for anything you guys put in front of me. And we're all going to have a good time. And that's for you guys to vote in the poll for who you think will win. With the winner going home. Oh, not the winner going home. Winner going through and the loser going home. So guys, put in all your questions. If I have time for any questions you guys put in front of me. And let's have a very good stream and no arguments this time around. Because last time with a big massive argument. So guys, afternoon, Riley. Just finished work. Wow. So So hopefully it'll be a good game between Ivory Coast and Algeria. Put a poll in the chat for you guys to vote on who you think will win between Algeria and Ivory Coast. It's winner takes all. It's mammoth. It's a mammoth game. So whoever wins is going through. Whoever loses is out. It's as simple as that. It is that close. But like I say, it's going to not be. It's going alright. We're just looking forward to a good game of football. I might be doing a stream later on tonight for the other games in the African Cup of Nations, which are at 7 o'clock. But that all depends. Or I might give that a miss. I might just do one today. Because this is the bigger one out of everyone. So, guys, get your questions in. I'm happy to answer any questions you guys want to give me. But so far, it's gonna be an interesting game. It's gonna be interesting. It's going to be. I'm gonna say it's gonna be an interesting one because it always is an interesting one with us. It's not going to be the easiest game in the world, but it's not going to be the hardest game in the world to do. But like I say, if the games go well, you never know. You never know how games can go each way and that. It just depends on the performance of the team and the performance, especially of the players. It's not going to be an easy one. It's just got to be simple, effective game of football. That's all it's. Guys, put your question in the chat. I'm happy to answer any questions you guys put in front of me. It is Ivory Coast versus Algeria for a place in the knockout phases of the competition. Like, it doesn't want to make it easy, but everything is not easy anyway. It's like it's gotta be what it's gotta be. It's you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. It's simple but not simple. But we will wait and see. It's like
Coast hasn't been enough to earn him.
So,
Leicester City in England, 34 years of age now, will be part of a...
here we go. Ivory Coast versus Algeria for a place.
West Ham last year went to Ajax and is the leading scorer in the Champions League. And then in the middle is from South Africa, Victor Miguel.
So this is going to be interesting. The game is not far off getting underway, folks. They're just having a bit of a chit chat. Just sweeping down some rules.
Serge Aurier. Riyad Mahrez giving their final instructions from Mr. Gomez. I always think this is a distraction for the skippers. They want to get out there. They want to start playing.
It's a lengthy talking to, isn't it, by the official?
He knows the camera's on it. Well, this is the Algeria team.
So,
They have made 3 changes. Pedrani has come into the centre of defence. Zerouki as one of the holding midfield players. And it's a start for Benrahma of West Ham United. He's come on as sub so far in this competition. An opportunity for
so
him
we're just
to
waiting for the match to kick off. Then I'll give you guys the lineups for both teams.
Patrice Borel is a disciple of Hervé Renard, now at Saudi Arabia, and the opposing corner Jamal Belnabi, who has transformed Algerian football, but they're kind of going back to where he picked them up back in 2018. And away we go. The weight of the nations on the players of Ivory Coast.
The game is underway. Ivory Coast versus Algeria for a place in the knockout stages of AFCON.
Each country has won on 8 occasions, and 8 games have been drawn. Nothing between them. They've both scored 26 goals in
The lineup for both teams is as follows. This is the Ivory Coast lineup for you folks. And this is the lineup for Algeria for you folks. And also put in the chat what you think the score is going to be.
One of the surprise scorelines so far in the competition. As you can see from the start, taking it to Ivory Coast, and a free kick in a very dangerous situation.
Free kick to Algeria.
Boneja did well, just put his body into Jean-Michel Seri. So come on, foul me. Yeah, that's clever play from Algeria, number 9. Not so smart from Seri. And almost give that challenge up, knowing that he's not going to be...
Guys, put your question in the chat. I'm happy to answer any questions you guys put in front of me.
Situation. His goalkeeper hasn't been able to feel the ball, even touch the ball so far.
Free kick to Algeria. About a minute and a half played.
The precision in the building of the wall ahead of him. You'd think it'd be Riyad Mahrez at the head of the queue to take this one. Lali is there. Mahrez is in the frame as well.
So it's a free kick.
They've got the draft excluder under the wall, just in case. Max Gradel's job is to prevent. Right, what is plan A for Algeria here? Mahrez and the draft excluder. The human placed beneath the boots does his job.
So far,
And I believe he did actually try to go underneath the wall, Riyad Mahrez.
It's not very often when you see a man lay down like that these days.
so far we got 2 votes. Ivory Coast 100%. Algeria 0% and draw 0%.
That was extremely timid effort.
Well, this as they've set their stall out. This is a great run from the back from Conan. Brilliant run into the area. The referee's having to give a big decision.
Algeria nearly conceded, nearly won the Ivory Coast.
Run from the defender from very, very deep.
Yeah, brave, determined. Algeria actually did well defensively, not to fully commit to a challenge. Just got enough bodies just to send him off balance. Yeah, nobody goes to ground sensibly. He was close enough to be convinced there was nothing doing in terms of a foul.
Conan. He's probably in the team to be a defender, but it's a brilliant run from the man from Rennes in France.
So far, the game is 0-0.
Algeria. They play with one striker in Bounedjah and 3 supporting players behind him. This is the 10th time they've met in the Africa Cup of Nations.
We're just checking to see what the scores
Algeria won back in 2019.
in the other game is, because we're going to give out that game as well,
To claim the crown. So retribution time for Ivory Coast.
which is Equatorial Guinea 0, Sierra Leone 0.
Algeria will ensure that they go through to the knockout stages.
So while that may seem as if it's advantageous for Ivory Coast, Rob, as they don't have to win a football match, and somewhat their decision making a little bit more confused, more muddled. Exactly how to play will be an issue.
Wonderful bit of skill, slipping and sliding the defender, but then ultimately running out of ground. It was a brilliant run from Gradel.
Overdid it. He had a couple of opportunities across the football. Chose not to. In the end, he was defended well enough by Youssef Attal. Simplified for Algeria. Have to win. Give yourself a chance. You have to win the football game. And was given them a positive mindset the last couple of days. There's only one way to be playing. Just a question for the coach, Jamal Belmadi, just who to pick.
Algeria have made it difficult for themselves. Scoreless draw against Sierra Leone in the first game. That's kind of been the tactic of many off the country so far, to feel their way into the tournament. And then against Equatorial Guinea, they bossed the game, but they didn't take the chances.
There we go there, you got the second game there, folks. The other game in the group, which is Sierra Leone versus Equatorial Guinea.
One of the shocks of the tournament so far.
A couple of the big nations have been quite timid in the final third. So far, Algeria one of them. With Egypt and Senegal, to say.
So far, 0-0. Between Ivory Coast and Algeria.
Bounedjah is the preferred striker for Algeria. They do have Slimani, you may remember, played for Leicester City in the English Premier League. He cost them £28 million, never really hit it off in the English leagues. He has been used in the opening 2 games, and of course, in modern day football.
So guys, put your questions in the chat, like, and subscribe if you are new. This is a very big game in the African Cup of Nations. 2 big nations, and one of them is going home.
Jory, of course, skipper of this side, no longer at Tottenham Hotspur, plying his trade in La Liga with Villarreal. This is Gradel getting plenty of the ball. Oh, trying to free Conan, who does pick up the pieces. Conan has found space again.
Oh, here comes Ivory Coast.
Teasing the Algerian defence.
Oh, how have Ivory Coast not scored?
Nervy start from Algeria.
Lovely play from Conan once again. Just to see a couple of Algerian players. That's a nice little drop back inside. Decent cutback as well.
How did Ivory Coast not go 1-0 up in that game?
chance in there defensively, but Rana was close enough, helped that one over the crossbar.
So keep voting on the poll, folks. Let's see what you guys think will win. It looks like it might be an entertaining game. I don't know, but 8 minutes played, 0-0.
Interesting that Nicola Pepe is preferred to Wilfred Zaha. Zaha did win a penalty in the last game.
Sorry if I do yawn a lot, folks. I apologise for that.
Have the impact for his country as he does for his club Crystal Palace.
Nothing much has really happened, folks. It's still 0-0.
Delhi getting the ball long, looking for Haller. Free kick, clumsy challenge from the Mandi.
Trying to give his elbow, but I don't think so.
I went over to Ajax last winter. Had a great end to the season for them. And this year for the Dutch Giants, he scored 22 goals in 24 matches. Almost unrecognisable for the man who tried to lead the line for West Ham United. There is a crispness about the passing.
Hi, John. How are you doing?
Algeria started the game on the front foot. Losing his footing is Belalai.
Not been any big chances of late. Doesn't been like a single chance in this game so far, but we have only played just 10 minutes. Corner to Algeria. Thank you very much for the like, I really appreciate it, folks. Like, subscribe if you are new.
Belalai tries to get the shot on goal. A packed defence from Ivory Coast. We'll roll back to keeper Umboli. This is Bedrani who's playing at centre half. They've lost Ben Lamry, who picked up an injury in the last game. Terap came on. Bedrani is the player who's been given the opportunity to play alongside the experienced Mandy tonight. Following header there from Delhi. Always a bonus if you leave the centre forward on the floor. Sharp elbowed centre half.
On the paper, this game looks interesting. That's good.
That's a picture of innocence.
There we go, folks. There's a bit messed up top to let you guys know. Don't forget to hit the like button and sub to the channel if you are new.
So far in this tournament, unless there's a different angle that gives us an indication of what
Algeria 25%, 75%. Ivory Coast 0% draw. Interesting, but we're just going to wait and see how this game goes. This game lands out.
That's not a foul. Did not see where the contact is being made with the head. Both arms are up, but they're actually wide of the striker. Bunagier, he's milked that. He milked the elbow. No. Not sure he knows what an elbow in the face is. That certainly wasn't.
Not the first caution of the game for the central defender Delhi.
Guys, let's put some questions in the chat.
Oh, it's Joria who appears to have received the yellow card after descent.
Yeah, he's saying the referee don't talk to me like that, so he wants the official to show him a little bit of respect, as he should do as captain, but he can't be charging him like that.
Mr. Gomez looks like he's never lost an argument. Free kick taken very quickly.
Nearly a goal for Algeria, then he took the quick free kick and nearly punished Ivory Coast for a slap. A bit of lackadaisical defending, but it's a corner to Algeria. Corner to Algeria.
Having a clean strike at goal, right through the middle of the defence from the set piece.
I know you guys know that this is a winner takes all. Loser is out. The winner goes through.
Sangari did just enough to balance it.
Yeah, didn't quite throw himself at that. That was a good chance.
Ivory Coast know the pressure that comes with being champions. They last failed to get through the group stages back in 2017 when they were the reigning champions and went out. Well, the latest player to feel the pain is Belaili.
One thing I want to say is these Algerian players, they're going down like a bunch of school kids.
Well, there's only one man that's going to decide, and that's the guy with the whistle.
Yeah. To fend off, I think the arm is a little bit high, but histrionics we can do without.
Yeah, they're doing histrionics on Algeria. They should be ashamed of themselves.
If anything, it was a little bit of a push-off and more of a foul. Maybe not a cautionable offence, but it was the one that earned him a caution about 90 seconds ago.
It's more of a foul on the first one.
Yep.
I'll give that in the referee's defence.
There's a big call for the referee there, and he has a word with Simon Deli.
That looks like final warning, but the referee's got to be smart enough to not fall for some of the antics so far we've seen. And if that's the case, and then Ivory Coast have to fight fire with fire, and if that means that they need to pretend they've been a little bit more hurt than they are, then so be it. The referee will then have a decision to make whether he wants this game to finish 8 against 8, 9 against 9, who knows.
It's the guy. Like, don't forget to hit the like button, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new.
Deli stays on the field. He's going to watch his step and watch his arms as well.
Free kick to Ivory Coast, 15 minutes played.
Mahrez hits it deep into Ivory Coast area, but you can see it's a very tight-knit defence, very well organised.
That's nowhere near the goal, and it's out for a goal kick to Ivory Coast.
Looking a little bit disappointed that the teammates were close to getting on to the end of that. But Rama needs a game, doesn't he? 70 or 80 minutes productive, showing that he's playing at a high level, or can do. He's playing in one of the big leagues.
He's been in decent form for his club. He's scored 2 goals in his last 3 matches for West Ham against Southampton and Watford before joining the international group.
So guys, are you enjoying the stream? Let me know in the chat.
Nicolas Pepe. As if the game is following the beat from the stands that you can hear. It's a slow beat so far. All over the top.
Here comes Ivory Coast. It's gone out for a corner to Ivory Coast, folks.
Nothing fans in a situation like that.
Yeah, nice ball to teaser. That's not the kind of service that Haller is going to thrive on. Might be likely to run away from 2 Algerian centre halves.
Free kick to Ivory Coast, foul.
Belmadi said he needs his players to be more spontaneous in this game and has described it as a final before any finals begin. It is. If they lose tonight, Belmadi's team are heading home to Algeria. Inside and
oh, shot by Nicolas Pepe, saved by the Algerian goalkeeper.
That one too cleanly.
There's been maybe a little bit of uncertainty in the goalkeeper's mind. Either when the countries were too happy at playing at the Japola Stadium, they wanted to get the game switched, but the AFCON board said no, it's here, it's been organised. We're trying to make improvements to the pitch.
So this stream goes well. So guys, put your question in the chat. I'm happy to answer any questions you guys put in front of me.
Maybe the slower build-up to these games, but remember, it's being played in the heat.
Yeah.
Totally different to the rough and tumble of the European leagues, Champions League at the moment. Just consider it. It's a bit like a World Cup finals, which of course
Pardon me?
considering in the winter.
Guys, let's get some questions in the chat.
Yeah, not just the tempo of the matches, Rob, even the ones in the evening.
Delali, adventurous overhead kick there from Gunejar.
But also the distance between, defence and attack, a lot of the time you won't get.
So hopefully a bigger stream. So far, 0-0, Ivory Coast 0. Algeria 0, welcome to 5 of you in the chat.
Coming forward and defending as opposed to running back towards your own goal. There will be moments, of course, or periods in the game where it seems quite high octane. So it will not last.
Alem is given a little protection from the referee.
So far this game's end to end.
In his mind's eye, that was like something from Escape to Victory.
An Algerian player tried to do like a bicycle kick but failed.
For half a yard, he could have taken that ball down.
But so far it's 0-0, about 20 minutes played.
This is Korsunu to Delhi. After that a flurry of activity from Algeria, they've settled into the game. It's a very, very good matchup. This would make a great final, of course, to Algeria on Ivory Coast. It's a quarter-final back in 2019 and in 2010. Historically, the winners of ties between these two matches have gone on to actually take the title.
So far, not really any big chances of no. Oh! Nearly a goal for Algeria!
And a little warning shot from Benazer. Took it all in his stride. Not a bad shot at all, as he can see the keeper was still talking to his defenders.
Yeah, that's well executed. Sangare had to be alert, didn't get a touch onto it. Nice early bright thinking free kick.
There are some countries in this tournament where you have the players like Equatorial Guinea, where it's a showcase for them to maybe impress clubs. But when you look at these two sets of players, Benazer there plays for Milan, finished second in Serie A last season. You've got Bensebaini, who plays at Borussia Mönchengladbach, Benrahma, Pepe, a lot of established stars out there. Aurier, of course, well known to English viewers.
Here comes Ivory Coast! Ivory Coast!
How's
it go? What a goal! 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 It's Franck Kessié! It's Franck Kessié has scored for Ivory Coast! What a play move!
Superbly crafted.
What a goal from Franck Kessié on AC Milan!
Just coolly side-footed past the goalkeeper. Well, he's got no chance from that distance. Just got to be a clean connection. Smart interchange, wasn't it? Pepe with the unselfish delivery. I think he was actually looking to go for goal as well, Rob. I realised on his right foot, weaker side, and going wide, sensibly with a cut back.
That is some finish from Franck Kessié.
At that point, he was offside. He wasn't. This one is clearly on. There's the awareness, just holds it once. Second time, that's a smart finish. That's outside the 6-yard box. Thought it was closer to begin with. Wonderful goal from Ivory Coast. Great timing. That's a class finish. wide of the keeper. Well controlled. That's super skill.
And as it stands, Ivory Coast are going through, Algeria are going out, and Ivory Coast are the holders.
That they need at least the draw tonight to go through to the knockout stages, and that has lifted the pressure and the stress and heaped a whole lot of stress on Algeria.
I think that little flick as well off the defender Bedrani for Algeria just allowed, it made it a little bit easier for Kessie, actually just skipped up into the air on the floor on his turf. I think would have been a more difficult skill to keep that one.
So it's 1-0 Ivory Coast, folks.
A little hop, just faded in.
Well, a quarter of the game has passed, and as it stands, Algeria are heading home from the tournament early. The reigning champions.
This is a shock.
First and second place guarantees that you go through to the knockout stages, and then it comes down to the best of the third place teams. And the way things stand, Algeria 1 point, of course, at bottom of the table. Ivory Coast, if they're victorious tonight, will be 7 points. The other game is Sierra Leone against Equatorial Guinea. There was a little slip there from Kosunu, just enough.
The Equatorial Guinea versus Sierra Leone game is still 0-0 in that game.
2 goals, so he'll be mightily relieved that he can answer that one.
He'd like a little bit of work early on, and nice, easy stuff like that would please him. Well, the mindset has got to be the same, hasn't it, from Algeria? No doubt about that. Just means they've got to get an extra goal now to win the game, at least 2.
It is a shock. I did not expect Algeria to play like this. You're the holders of the trophy. You're here to defend it, and you're playing shockingly.
No goals scored. In the last AFCON in 2019, they scored 13 goals.
So guys, hit the like button, don't forget to like, subscribe if you are new. It's Ivory Coast 1, Algeria 0. Frank Essay with the goal in 23 minutes.
It's going to be right out to launch the ball in there. Well,
It's gone out for a goal kick to Algeria. So far, it's 1-0 Ivory Coast. It's been a very good game. Ivory Coast have had one good chance, and it's been the goal.
Andy goes from back to front very quickly, and the corner is maybe unnecessarily conceded there by Delhi. They almost scored from the last corner kick, Algeria. What will they have in the playbook this time? Bellani hands it in the air. And the header towards Spencer Baini. Bourdeja. Good bracket defending from Ivory Coast. Finding himself. And the ball is Sejourier.
Yeah, stood firm. Good move out from that important defensive position. And Kessie did well actually, just to keep his arm down by his side as the ball just bounced past him.
Algeria now put on the pressure, even though they want to down, because Algeria got to go for it now.
Ivory Coast bossing the game in all departments. In the opening half of this game, it's a good determined run, but sticking to his task is Corner. Referee looks to his
Corner to Algeria.
Who wins the argument?
First thoughts were a goal kick.
Free kick to Algeria, folks.
Very cleverly just shielding the ball, frustrating Ivory Coast, trying to get things going in midfield. Youssef Benasser. Drane. And Sabayini on the team sheet as a left back, but very much an attacking left wing back.
Are we going to get some more goals in this game, or are we just going to have the one today? It'd be interesting to see how it goes.
Ivory Coast have prevented Riyad Mahrez getting any of the ball so far. He's got to be the key man for Algeria, the Manchester City star. I suppose Pep Guardiola will be one coach who's very happy if Algeria don't have that, so get Mahrez back. He's weighed in with 13 goals and 5 assists for his club side this season. Long way to
Algeria
go.
playing good football, whereas Ivory Coast are being very defensive.
And that's one of the reasons
And now they take their chances as well.
Getting to the game, Rob, is that the wide players from Ivory Coast have got back and helped out the three in the middle of the park. They were all solid defensively. Individual
Guys,
of extra help.
why would you?
It's great for a receive.
Why you put in the chat and tell me your thoughts on why you guys think Algeria are playing that bad, even though they are
Just sensible the shuffling from left to right.
the holders of this competition, which is a bit of a shock.
They've actually looked more dangerous from Ivory
And
Coast.
also
Like
put
keep
down
those
who you
forward.
guys think is going to win the competition.
Going out on the far side as left winger, not gone AWOL, but just decided to get forward and assist the team.
Continue with the poor clearance. This is Seri. Referee letting play flow. It's been difficult for him so far. 2 committed sets of players, all fired up. Conan. He's got a bit about him, hasn't he? This little fullback.
Great change of pace.
Still 0-0 between Equatorial Guinea and Sierra Leone.
This is Seri, the holder, the orchestrator in midfield to Sangare. Sangare's worth a shot, isn't it? That's what the fans wanted. Well,
Oh,
it became a shot. They were literally throwing themselves at the ball there. Allah couldn't get there.
That's a great cross, isn't it, from the captain, Serge Aurier?
he just slipped.
He's not quite expecting it so early. Although he's not fully committed yet. Gives a thumbs up. He knows that was the kind of delivery that he should be really getting on to the end.
Guys, I'm just going to pop off just quickly.
He's equally far away at the second post.
Bounedjah. And goes to ground a little bit too easily for the referee's liking. Lovely turn from Alain. Pepe tries to hurdle the defender.
Oh, lucky.
But very impressive, hasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't an easy ball to take. But actually, I thought the ball out to the left flank was the option. He's shown a great appetite for the football to try and retrieve it defensive-wise for his team. Then Wilfried Zaha, and that's why he went to start a line-up, and the Crystal Palace man does it. That was accidental.
Doesn't take the pain away though.
No.
Oh, he was hit hard, wasn't he? Alain coming committedly to win the ball. He was caught by Mandy, which made all the worse for Benacer, who took the full brunt of the momentum of 2 players.
Mandy's the guilty man. Now he's there complaining that Halle should be penalised. He's causing, if there is any injury, to his own teammate. Yeah, it was tight, wasn't it, Pepe? Lovely link-up play, one touch, and then he goes to the return.
And now back, folks. It's Algeria
Reverse pass, as I said, aided by the slight deflection.
0, Ivory Coast 1.
Just raised it for him off the back heel of Bedrane, and Kessie did the rest. That's a super finish. Yeah, I'm glad they've seen it that way, that was an Ivorian free kick.
So, Guys, put some questions in the chat. Like, sub, and subscribe if you are new.
Goal from Kessie. There's the difference between
So far, 0-0.
Need a victory to ensure that they're remaining at the party. Oh, that was a brilliant run. He got there. And that was fantastic. Ball from Mandy to see the midfield runner.
10 minutes to go to half time. 10
That's
minutes.
the pass of the game. Not for the first time.
But then he came from deep, didn't he? He
Yeah.
done the hard work, he got on the blind side, and then his control lets him down.
Off the shin. Off the shin. Yeah. Had to be a silky touch. Then it's a great chance. Yeah, just lack of concentration. At the moment, it appears is the only way that Algeria are going to break down this Ivorian defence.
So far, 0-0. 1-0 to Ivory Coast. Frank Kessie with a goal on 23 minutes. We haven't had a big chance since then. But we are just waiting and seeing if any other chances happen. But here comes Algeria. And it's a corner. Corner to Algeria.
A little sharp run across the defence there from Ben Rama. Again, he's been blotted out of the game, hasn't imposed himself. Once more it's taken quickly by Algeria. Once more Ivory Coast, a caught a little short. Finally Riyad Mahrez gets the ball at his feet. Can he produce that moment of magic?
Algeria.
Dances with the defenders, puts in a good cross. But
and they get rid of it to Ivory Coast.
That's what it is in the team for to stop the opposition. Nice take with Nicolas Pepe.
I think we both knew that drive back was coming, didn't we, Rob, from Mahrez? Left foot to right, that's his favoured move. But equally depth, of course, just pretending that's coming and just shifting with the left foot once again and drilling it to the near post or indeed far. Some of the options he's got when he cuts in from that right side.
Come on, I can't say any nation I want to win because it wouldn't be nice to say about another nation.
The Ivorian left back is a tough customer. Regulars putting some good work defensively to assist him, so there's been no space at all for the Manchester City man.
It's still Equatorial Guinea 0, Sierra. Oh! Equatorial Guinea have scored! Little Equatorial Guinea are 1-0 up. They could be causing an absolute right shock. And as it stands, Equatorial Guinea will be going through.
Lily has to watch his temper. We've learned already that this referee may not necessarily speak the language of both sets of players, but with his body language, he's telling them who's the boss.
Oh, Equatorial Guinea are surprised everyone in this group by beating Algeria, and now are beating Sierra Leone.
Disappointing response, really, Algeria. who need 2 goals to give himself any chance. They're trailing and not really looking like the outfit that was so victorious 2 years ago.
Yeah, foul to Ivory Coast. Foul. Ivory Coast. Guinea surprising again. Yes, they are surprising again. Equatorial Guinea. Oh, it's two!
As Algeria
Oh! Tangari!
looking at what was happening on the sidelines, Ivory Coast get that crucial second goal.
Oh!
Going home.
Sangari might have just sent Equatorial Guinea through and have sent Algeria home.
Sinking feeling.
Oh my God!
Champions of Africa.
Ibrahim Sangari with a towering header, a free header, an easy
Sangari has scored.
Yeah, the travelling fans may well put their hands on their head. They know that the champions.
Oh my God!
Great delivery once again from Serge Aurier. That's a peach of a cross. Goalkeeper can't come for that. Needs his teammate to help him out, and they are completely absent. Shouldn't miss.
What a goal!
And he doesn't.
Well, you would have thought it was Algeria that were down a man because they gave him the freedom of the penalty area, Sangare.
Sangare!
He scores only his 4th
Sangare!
country. Riyad Mahrez, you need to lift your players. Even the fans are flat. He's up in the clouds. Ivory Coast, on the evidence of this performance, are a team to be feared. We knew that looking at the players on the list. They had a little slipper, which sometimes the coaches actually welcome. In the last group game against Sierra Leone, when they thought they had it tied up, conceded late on. But it's been a tight, disciplined performance so far, in contrast to Algeria's approach.
Yeah, you can just refocus the mind, Rob, just to remind the players, yes, we are one of the best outfits here, but we need to defend well enough. See everything
Yep,
out.
Equatorial Guinea 1, Sierra Leone 0.
Came back for a free kick.
Yeah. Scored by Pablo Ganat. Oh, Pablo Ganet.
Algeria bottom, just 1 point. Sierra Leone have 2 points. Equatorial Guinea
Yeah.
3 points. The 2 countries ahead of them. Ivory Coast top of the group. 4 points. That's before the
Yeah.
3 points that they.
As it stands, Equatorial Guinea are going through.
Algeria come up with one of their all-time great turnarounds here. The Warriors from North Africa, the Desert Foxes as they're known, into dig deep.
Well, they've been trampled by the elephants right now, aren't they?
Getting Ivory Coast, 2 good goals.
Coming into the game, I talked about lack of concentration could be costly for Ivory Coast. And 1 or 2 lapses. but
Algeria
they've got
shines.
it, and Algeria partially gifted them the second, was superbly executed by Sangari. In many ways as good as the first. That was not an easy header. When it's a free one like that, there's a lot to think about. See the goalkeeping thing. Which side am I going to put this? He actually twisted his head towards it, went straight forward, sort of off the meat of the forehead is the more straightforward one when you're on mark like that.
I would slightly say the same about Egypt. They do rely on Mo Salah, but they have got 1 or 2 other players which they do rely on as well.
Leaves his mark on Belali. He's had a great game.
That's Zizou or Abdelmani, because he scored in the last game, so it's goals get shared around, but it's mostly Salah.
To get forward and be involved in any of the attacking play, but remains that constant in front of the back four. Kessie and Sangari with a goal.
But it was a good goal.
Coming forward. And now you suggest that it's 2 of them to sit back. And
I can see Ivory Coast scoring another.
Don't need the 3rd goal, of course, would be great, but counter-attacking football, conserving energy. The order of the day for the team leading right now.
Way! Get in, John! Up him.
Ivory Coast have
Up,
done
up.
hard work in their opening 2 games.
Big up.
Algeria need victory. Only a victory will do to advance.
Big up, John.
And Sabaidi.
One of my regulars.
Zebi.
Because he said, oi there. I like him. Big him up.
Gifted them from Bedrani. Norris showing his anger, his frustration.
With a smiley face.
Really, I think he's probably subconsciously aimed at the other 10 players around him.
We're all polite here.
From Kessie there, who scored the first goal after 23 minutes. Sangare with the second 5 minutes before half time.
For me, Algeria are out. They're not going to score 3 goals to save themselves.
Delhi. An assurance.
Algeria just somehow not.
Ivory Coast are playing.
Morez.
They turn it before half time.
Oh!
Topo from Belaili.
Oi, twat!
Causing 2 minds, wasn't it? Whether to
What?
take the goal to
That's
begin
not.
with. There were a couple of options to the right and take the second one. Topo in the end.
Yeah, but you know what people are like? People react in different ways.
Jamal Belmadi, the coach of Algeria, has to give one of the best team talks ever to lift his players. Former Southampton and Manchester City player, vastly experienced on the football field.
Nearly half time between Equatorial Guinea and Sierra Leone. That's 1-0, and it's 2-0 to Ivory Coast in 3 minutes stoppage time.
To find something in the first half. See from the shape from the high camera there, it is a 4-3-2-1
Nah.
formation.
Ah, that's funny. He goes, no, I'm a cheeky bastard.
Algeria getting the ball to Riyad Mahrez. Then Rana, seeing little of it. Good shot.
Like that. That's the sort of thing
Really trying to
in this.
just diet on
In a live stream that you want just a little bit of banter, have a little bit of a laugh and a joke, but then you get some people coming on and causing arguments
Belaili.
because
And the man spare on the right hand side. It was a crude challenge. Referee acknowledges that he's seen that, but
yeah, because one guy kept thinking that we would.
keeping the move flowing.
Yeah.
It was a fall rather than a foul. Allaire is on his own, the one player that
Yeah.
Ivory Coast do leave in attack. Keeper can't pick that one up. It's
Yeah,
clearly
'cause
a
they-
back pass. So Mboli has to
Yeah.
use his head.
Yeah, thinking that we were disrespecting Algeria.
A little bit lucky, but they did get the ball. Yeah, the more attacking players for Ivory Coast, he's got to be concerned about getting close to the opposition. Not too many fouls. Nigerians will be looking, trying to involve the referees and maybe entice the opponents into 1 or 2 yellow cards.
But Ivory Coast are a good team.
At this level, you shouldn't get dragged into a spiky game in the second half.
Yeah, there's already been reports that Chelsea are putting a bid for Ousmane Dembele.
That's what Ivory Coast have done without being high in tempo too often. Just determined and physically superior in the middle of the park. It's given them the platform to do some nice things in the final third.
Nah.
That's Algeria.
I can understand why he would get Dembele, because Dembele could go in. Because they want to put him as the left back.
They're not performing like champions, Algeria.
Because we have to put someone there other than a Marcos Alonso or just someone who can do a part-time job there. Yeah.
At the moment, one of the favourites are heading home. Frankesi giving Ivory Coast the lead after 23 minutes. Sangare scoring the second 5 minutes before half-time. Ivory Coast are breezing through to the knockout stages, and Algeria really are struggling, and it looks...
Algeria are going home. Are going home.
Is Ivory Coast 2, Algeria 0.
Unfortunately, for any one of those nations of that nation, unfortunately, you're going home. And that is no disrespect. It's just you're going home because you played absolutely rubbish. But let's take this off. Let's put a poll in the chat. Well done, Jorginho and Kante. Team of the year. But fucking Mason Mount should have got in there. He's another player that should have got in there. Yeah, because you got to think, last season, he was basically one of the main reasons for us getting to a Champions League final. He was one of our best players of last season. Literally every game, he would have scored at least a goal a game, which now we can't do. I will say this now about Team of the Year. If Ronaldo gets into it, then it's a joke. If he gets into it, it's a joke. Because what has Ronaldo done to deserve it? Nothing. What has he won? Nothing. What is he in? An average team that basically basically plays rubbish when he doesn't play, and still plays rubbish when he does play. Yeah. They are a strong side, but the only problem is the one person who's not performing is Ronaldo. Every other striker that they've got is actually scoring goals and actually performing. And last night was... Yeah, because last night was one of the main reasons for it. Both of his strike partners scored. Where is your goal? Yeah, but the other thing that doesn't make him deserve of even getting in the team... But he won't have a special card. It'll just be a normal card, won't it? I was going to say, are they actually tradable? So basically, they basically need discard value. Because the discard... but for Team of the Weeks, they like discard value. Yeah. Yeah, if you get the high, yeah. Thank you very much, John. There we go. Yeah, but what's annoying? What has Bruno Fernandes done to actually? He's not really gone and scored. Not really done anything. I would have thought. I would have more. I would have more or less thought a Chelsea player would have got it, because what have we done during the week? We got to a cup final. You would have think. You would have think. You would. You would more or less thought. I would have thought Rudiger would have got one of them because he scored the goal that got us to a cup final during the week. And it seems to be anyone gets a team of the week just for scoring a single goal. Because knowing our luck, I bet you that Anthony Lianga of Man United, I bet you will get a team of the week next season, a team of the week next week just for scoring that one goal. And it shows how biased FIFA are. Because you know what FIFA's like? They're like, yeah, because it's biased towards Chelsea. Yeah, FIFA's alright, but it's... No, the one thing that gets me annoyed, and I always get annoyed by this, is that they bomboy Man United, Man City and Liverpool when there's not actually 3 big teams in this league. There's 4, and we're one of them, but we get shone to the side. And you can even tell by some of the ratings that we got lower ratings than most of their players in those 3 teams, which is appalling. Most of our players should have... Yeah, most of our team should have at least be 85 or over. And most of our team... Yeah, most of that team that played and won us that Champions League should all be 85 or over. Because they deserve it for winning that competition. I know... They will do it for Man City. I bet you if Man City were to have won it, they would have upped the stats because they bummed by Man City on this game. And that's rare. That is a very rare thing that we even get good cards on FIFA. It's very rare this year. And that's really unfair. That they bought more cards out. Yeah. 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 Because what's funny how they've got more from Man United and they've actually been they've been playing worse than what we have. So it shows that they're bumboying even a team when they're playing shite. So why couldn't you do it to us when we're playing shite? It's like everything. Yeah, it's like every time we check on FIFA, we see who's going to be player of the month. It's always either Man United, Liverpool, or Man City. Yeah, that was due to the fact it was FA Cup, and they don't seem to add FA Cup to the team of the week. They seem to just add it to league. If Ronaldo gets one, I am going to flip, because what has he done to deserve it? Nothing. I want Lewandowski to get it over Ronaldo just so it teaches every bugger in the world that he had a crap season, and this shows what happens when you are a crap player. You're not going to get everything. See, everyone's going to be voting for Ronaldo, but I know everyone's going to be picking Lewandowski because he's a lot better player. Yeah. It's like I always say to my dad. It's like I always said. No, because he could do Bruno. You could get Kevin De Bruyne in it, but they might end up having to put him as a winger next to one of them on either side. So I think I remember last year was actually Kante and Kevin De Bruyne together. I remember that one. And them two, and I will admit, them two are the two best midfielders in the Premier League. Are them two. Them two. They're the two best midfielders going in the Prem. One's good because he can just run around and somehow never get tired. And one can basically shoot from anywhere and somehow it goes in. Yeah, but the other thing you can tell is that their awards are there. They're holding like a trophy. Oh, bullshit! Typical. Man United fans are now moaning at us. Basically going, Rig, Jorginho's overrated. Oh, you can send me that if you can, if you've got it. Please don't say it right now. Please don't say. I will take that. Because if you think of this year, but if you think, yeah, but I already know one. Yeah, I already know one that's going to go in because he seems to be getting everything these days. Ruben Diaz. Jorginho's never a 90. He's never 97. If you're giving like 90 plus pace, then there's something wrong with FIFA because he's not that in real life. No, the goalkeeper one's going to be hard because it's either going. Oh no, I know it's going to be, and I'm going to be annoyed because we've already been annoyed by him twice. Fucking Donnarumma. Except I don't like him because he's won an award from Edouard Mendy which he doesn't deserve, which was the main one by FIFA, by UEFA. Yep, he's only in it. He's only in it, and his only thing he's won all year is a Euros, which doesn't actually count for FIFA, because FIFA don't do anything to do for the Euros. If it was me, Thiago Silva has to be in there. He has to be. If he's not, then that's a disgrace. That's a disgrace. If Rudiger's not in there, it's a disgrace.
And this pep talk just may have an effect.
No, I'm just saying these because these are the ones that I think should have been in it. Because most of our team most of Chelsea's teams should actually be even up for it. Even in nominations, most of our teams should have been nominated for it. To be fair. So everyone to think left back. Oh, please don't say Kimpembe. Fact.
Leicester City, where he's supposed to be.
Right. Marquinhos has got in it, and PSG didn't win the league. So so someone in Lille has to have got something.
He's the man charged with turning this game around.
Please say that. I'm going to say this one just so I can have my happiness. Striker Lewandowski.
Decisive management from Jamal Belmadi to make.
Yeah, I'll happily take that because I don't want Man United to get one. I don't want Liverpool to get one. Teaches them for being shit last season.
Algeria are heading
Kevin De Bruyne.
And Ibrahim Sangare with 2 first-half goals. Ivory Coast, better organised of the 2 teams. Happy to sit back at times, absorb the
Just trying to
pressure.
think who else it.
And they've just been jabbing away.
I don't really know how. Is it one striker or 2?
There, as you can see, desperate to get the ball forward. They're all fired up. The Algeria supporters started the game.
If it's going to be left wing, it's going to be Messi.
Behind their team, but they look flat and they look beaten. But an early goal, things can change.
And I bet you the other one's going to be Mbappe.
Absolutely, Rob. There'll be quite a few of the Ivorian players who maybe feel the job is done.
Which I think's a bit unfair because PSG didn't win the league. So in fairness, Lille to that, Lille should have at least had one because they won League One. I don't know who would be left back or right back because if it was me, I would have put Ben Chilwell in for it. For me, because he was unbelievable in the year. I don't know any other left backs who would go in there.
Yeah, the body language said it almost before the ball.
And also, I might not have heard of this left back.
Kessie actually, the one who actually plays a touch, and certainly came off.
Oh, so they're giving Man City pity that they didn't win the Champions League. Then it's just a right back, but I don't know.
He said if he wants some kind of treatment, you've got to go to the touchline. And he's phoned a friend to help him on his
That's just bollocks. That's just bollocks that nearly a quarter of that team is PSG. So what's the point of what's the point then of making it a team of the year when you're just going to nearly put most of that League One in it?
Feels that maybe he is exaggerating the pain. He gets the stretcher bearers to take him to the touchline. So coming together of players off the ball.
But it might not be true. So we have to wait until tomorrow because it might not be that way. We just have to wait and see. We know 2 of them, but we don't know. I don't like stop it. I just don't like it when streamers do that because everyone does. It just ruins the excitement for everyone on the day. I was just thinking who would be in it and then just wait till time comes and be excited to see who was in it. For me, I don't believe any of that until I actually see it officially by EA, because they're the ones that. It's like what you say for when somebody signs for another club. Until they got the shirt and have a photo taken, then you know, then you believe it when you see it. Mine's very similar to that. Because I know when it's on the game and I know it's happened, then I just have to wait until tomorrow. Because you never know, stuff could change in that time. What was it? Because I think, was it one of the wild cards or something when we thought Bruno Fernandes was going to get one and that got leaked and then it turned out he didn't even have one at all?
Throwing himself at it to ensure
what you tell me?
Allaire didn't get a touch on it.
Because I remember that.
With the cross.
Coming in some great deliveries today, hasn't he? Sergio Aurier, the Ivorian captain. A brilliant cross.
Bathoria and Konan have looked mightily impressive in the 2 attacking fullback.
Let's see what the poll ended up as.
Kersey getting the ball wide.
Could be better. Wow. So that's someone who must have voted, must have been Algerian then.
Measured delivery.
Because only an Algerian would put it could be better. If you were an Ivory Coast fan, you wouldn't put wouldn't. Could be better. You'd put entertaining because you're winning. So that definitely has to be an Algerian.
From Ivory Coast.
Oh!
It was an absolute rocket.
Back in a minute.
Yeah, that smile says it all. He knows that was a real rocket. This will tell us how far it was past the goalkeeper's post. Oh, not much at all.
Just checking something.
How little rotation is in football. Very little. Oh, he actually grazes the post.
Well, the other game at half-time, Equatorial Guinea are leading Sierra Leone by a goal to nil. Should Algeria not win against the Ivory Coast, Sierra Leone could progress with a draw against Equatorial Guinea. As the best third-place team, as they've got a better goals difference.
That means
Equatorial Guinea could also go through with a loss as long as it's not more than a single goal, and the Ivory Coast don't lose.
Does that mean now, Aubameyang, you can go back to playing for Gabon?
I failed already, I think. I know it's 2-0 here.
Well, it's simple with these two teams. Algeria need to win. Ivory Coast are through. They would just like to take the top spot. They'd like to score a third goal. They're really bossing it at the moment. Who will take it? Will get the third stab at it, or a massive save from Mboli to just about keep this game alive.
And that's a bit harsh, because it means that Arsenal are going to be back at full strength and have one of their better strikers there.
That's difficult to match, isn't it?
Sensible
play.
Which is going to give them an advantage over most teams until their players come back.
Cuts across it a little bit.
Which the first team is going to be back at full strength for. It's going to definitely be Man City, because Mahrez is going to be back quicker than we thought.
He got an assist in the first half.
Okay.
Showing the kind of form that persuaded Arsenal to make him their record buy.
Oh, Algeria.
Fine tackle from Deli, who's looked magnificent in the centre of the Ivory Coast defence. He's some player. The veteran winger drops the shoulder, makes ground for himself. Mandy, centre half.
Guys, put your questions in the chat, like and subscribe if you are new.
Look at that to stop Mahrez. Brilliant, brilliant. Extension of the leg.
The Algerian captain is a bit of a wizard, isn't he? Wide-eyed away, kept his eyes on the ball.
Gentlemen, order please. Oh, take 3. Max Gradel is told just to hold it out while the referee sorts out an international incident.
Well, let's see if he's brave enough to actually flash a yellow card and point to the spot.
I get the impression this referee wouldn't be shy to make a decision like that. Kessie. Goal kick. It was Conan there, sorry, who made the run forward.
So far it's Algeria 0, Ivory Coast 2.
He's only kicking the ball so far, the Algerian substitute. I was surprised to see how much possession.
Here comes Ivory Coast.
Algeria had in the first half.
Game over! Game over! Algeria are out! Algeria are out!
Has been excellent in this tournament. He scores his second. Ivory Coast are having a ball. They are the team to be feared in the Africa Cup of Nations.
It's 3-0 Ivory Coast.
Are heading home. It's a poor showing from the reigning champions.
And it's Nicolas Pepe. Folks, it is now 3-0 to Ivory Coast. Unbelievable.
Super finish. Sorry, I was lost on sound there briefly.
You're drowned out by the supporters' effort. Give us your wisdom all over again.
He just cuts inside, doesn't he? When he's got that option on the outside, he sometimes gets a little bit undecided as to what he wants to do, but when he's given that time, and then he does pick his spot so often, Bolly has got no chance, even though the ball wasn't quite in the corner. Game got a little bit stretched, and I thought that Algeria on occasions might benefit from that, but at the moment, they've just been outrun all over the field.
Nil, Ivory Coast.
Well, now they're squabbling amongst themselves, the Algeria players. Some of the fans can barely watch this performance. They brought so much pride to the nation, which was in political unrest a couple of years ago when they became the champions. It's defensive unrest at the moment for Algeria. Flying forwards is Max Gradel. They found out just before the game, Ivory Coast, that they knew they were through without needing the draw today. I was very close to being a handball, but the coach has picked a very strong team, made only just a couple of alterations. Clearly wants to keep the momentum going, but I wonder if at some point now, 3-0,
that's a foul, ref.
Give some of the fringe players an opportunity. A couple of big decisions. Clearly doesn't pick the team on reputation, because Wilfred Zaha didn't start the game, neither did Eric Bailly of Manchester United. Doesn't matter who you play for, you've got to earn your stripes.
And that makes them more United.
Algeria is shite.
The players, of course, who we thought that they wouldn't get the opportunity at this tournament, as you said, Robert. The bigger names who would always be at the forefront.
Belaili trying to convince the referee that that was a penalty.
Penalty to Algeria.
Well, to the Ivory Coast players, it looked like an act of desperation from Belaili.
It looks like the player dived. And he did. He just ran into the player.
You could say that. That's generous, isn't it?
He just ran into the player, fell over, and made it look like he's been hurt, and the referee's bought it.
No.
Fell into it.
I'll never be convinced of that. The defender does not have to vanish. In fact, you can't. Are you supposed to just run out of the way?
He play out there.
He didn't even turn his body. That's a very generous penalty. And I think even if he's asked to go and look at this in the monitor, there's a certain arrogance about this referee, isn't there? I feel that he'll be happy to stick by his original decision. Especially he's 3-0 right now. We feel as if, well, you know, the game is pretty much won, and I don't have to be seen as if...
Oh, and the penalty being taken by Riyad Mahrez.
I was going to say, an English Premier League referee will be standing there now with his finger on his ear, listening to the VAR official. He's pretty adamant. It's not a clear, nor obvious, nor any kind of error. And it gives Algeria a lifeline. Trying to play mind games with Riyad Mahrez. He's been there and seen it all, the Manchester City man. Can he finally put some kind of smile on the face of the Algeria supporters who have been suffering all evening?
They don't need to get involved, Rob, for anybody to pick up an unnecessary yellow card. To take the second one and be sent off.
There's that beat in the crowd. I'm sure that Riyad Mahrez's heart is beating a lot faster than that. Can Riyad Mahrez start the escape from the group stages for Algeria? Mahrez against Sangare. Lots of distractions. Mahrez.
Is it the post? Oh my God! Oh my God!
He's going against Riyad Mahrez and his team.
Oh my God! I didn't bother seeing that.
He hit it with all of his might, as you can see, because it cannoned out of the penalty area.
Wow!
Well, gifted the opportunity, but he couldn't take advantage.
Wow!
He sent in the goalkeeper the wrong way. It's a bad miss. And how clearly that is struck. Should not be missing the target.
When your luck's not in, your luck's not in.
What's that phrase, Rob? Justice done?
I was going to say.
Algeria hit the bar. Oh,
Chief
from the
Justice
penalty
of the
spot.
cricket.
Algeria played just 2 or 3 weeks before the tournament.
I need to ask what your feeling was there. And Morris is going to get a second stab at goal from a great
Maybe.
distance.
And he's missed again.
To the skipper this time. It's Belayli who has the latest ineffective long-distance shot at goal.
Well, he won the penalty. And Morris could not convert it. Big miss. Would have given him just that glimmer of hope.
That is really unlucky.
Brahimi about to be introduced.
Yassine Brahimi comes on. Bruno Sharp is the latest player to come off. Then Dedka comes on for Ismail Benasser in midfield.
And it's also still Sierra Leone 0, Equatorial Guinea 1.
A double change for Algeria. You must feel like the footballing gods are against them. Although Ivory Coast may feel that the officialdom was on their side.
Hello everyone, this is Frank.
Yeah, they were given a leg up, weren't they? So
Big boy
they
Frank.
were able to take advantage of the gift.
Named after a legend. He is named after Frank Lampard. What are you looking at, Frank? What are you looking at?
The coach is still down there, barking orders at the Algeria players. In contrast,
Yeah, this is Frank, everyone. Still 3-0.
on the training ground in the tactics room, setting his players up for this. And more than a measure for Algeria.
No, because he's waiting for mum and dad to come back.
Certainly wasn't intended, I don't think, to concern the keeper.
Well, they played with great control, I would suggest, Rob, in the opening 25 or so minutes. And then we really have started to express themselves in a way and take 1 or 2 chances in the middle of the park, and even more with the full-backs, and advancing further forward as they got the second goal and become much more comfortable about the game.
Every time they attack, Ivory Coast
It is Ivory Coast 3, Algeria 0. But it should really be 3-1. But Riyad Mahrez said I'm going to hit the post.
3 goals in the space of 55 minutes. They've spaced them out well. Algeria need to find 4 goals in 30 minutes or so.
He's a good player. It's nice to operate from the left flank. Cuts inside well. He's a really good link-up man. Good spell he had at Porto, Portuguese Primeira Liga.
He's travelled around Europe, played for Granada in La Liga, Porto in Portugal, Rennes in France, currently playing in Qatar for Al Rayyan. Algeria have players with big reputations, mainly play for big clubs around the world. That is Zerouki, C20.
Still, Equatorial Guinea 1, Sierra Leone 0.
We've got a lot of Nicola Pepe.
Well, let's hope that doesn't creep into the game and any of the star players, the ball players, the showmen.
Equatorial Guinea surprised everyone again.
Of course, the downside for Arsenal fans, he won't be heading home to bolster the squad of Mikel Arteta.
And let's have a look at the potential that they could be playing.
One of the players who missed out from the start tonight, as does Eric Bailly. Just shows the strength in depth of Ivory
This
Coast,
is
who
Group
made
E.
a good
Group
start
E,
against Equatorial
second.
Guinea, a 1-0
Group
win.
E, Group E,
Slipped
Group
up
E.
against Sierra Leone in the last game.
Yeah.
They had a concerning couple of days as the other groups
Yes.
took shape. And undoubtedly going to finish the top of
Yes, I am.
this group, Group E.
Yeah. Yes, we're playing Spurs. Yeah. Oh yes, because I told my mum that I was staying up. Staying up for that flight. My mum, that's why I'm scheduling like one particular day to stay up really late, and it's just for that.
You're taking the job of a national football team can be detrimental to your health.
But it had been quite a breeze for him.
Yeah.
They hadn't
I'm
lost in
thinking of
35
doing a
first-class
UFC stream
internationals.
again, but I'm going to be having to not have sound on.
They were defeated against Equatorial Guinea. In FIFA games, it was 22.
Or it might be no point doing it.
They came here as one of the favourites. Algeria, rated as the third best in the AFCON rankings, 29th in the world, compared to Ivory Coast, who are 56 in the FIFA standings and 12th.
Checking. So second in Group E will face first in Group F.
The mind of, defending champions coming here as one of the favourites to lift the trophy again, and they're backing up and defending this title. It's never been easy.
So Equatorial Guinea could be facing Mali or Gambia in the next round.
It's not proved to be the case.
Because I'm definitely doing Equatorial Guinea for the next round.
To be this one. A lot more challenging for the players mentally. And even if they would have suffered a reverse, they would have
Guinea-Bissau.
very quickly.
Guinea-Bissau were already out.
So the opening day
They're already guaranteed because most teams have got 4 points, they've got 3. Well, out of the 4 place teams, which meant they're more likely not going to go through.
The changes are made. Wilfred Cannon will come on and take the place of the excellent Simon Dele, who's sitting on a yellow card, so a sensible move, maybe just to ensure that he doesn't get himself into any trouble. And also Seri Day, the veteran, 37 years of age, will win his 58th cap and try to guide the younger players around him. You're going to have Sangare, the goal-scoring hero.
What?
Will go get a break.
Yeah. When's that?
Very well travelled player. Taking his talents to 12 different clubs: Switzerland, Algeria, Germany, Saudi Arabia.
Francis Ngannou who's not fighting this Sunday.
Turns 38 later in the year, but still a top-class international.
It was on the 29th.
Yes, and a well-earned rest as well for Serge Aurier. By example, the captain.
Do the maths.
Aurier has been outstanding.
Do the maths.
Algeria.
Algeria, oh!
It's a very easy take for Sangare.
Ah. Back in a
Slimani was waiting if there was any slip up. Paparali. Sangare, the keeper, actually injured himself in the latter stage of the last game. He's one of those that ended up being taken off the field on a stretch. He said Joria went in goal.
Only his pride, Rob. That was the only bruised part of
Darting run from corner.
not quite his body, his mind. Embarrassment more than else, anger that that ball slipped from his grasp.
He's clearly recovered his confidence, his balance, and his pride as well. So he makes a charge. Boot was stuck out. Referee bought himself a little bit of time there, and then punishes Zaruki. Free kick right on the edge of the area. Great one, wasn't it, from Seri, who's been a power in the Ivory Coast midfield.
impressed with their teamwork, Ivory Coast. No shirkers. Had two attacking players doing good defensive work.
Feguli spectates probably his last AFCON finals. Nicola Pepe places the ball down, hoping to add to his goal tally. Scored 2 in the tournament so far. Pepe, not quite. We've had a good chance to assess the tournament so far. This is the, of course, the final round of group games. Effort. Who are your teams that are taking your eye that could be making it to the final? Clearly not Algeria. That's another flash of yellow.
Anu Kessie, don't know the third goal scorer.
Substitute Habib Maigu has just entered the field.
Ah,
He was aware that was somebody behind him.
third goal scorer was Nicolas Pepe. Yeah, the third one was Nicolas.
Well, it made it look like it was accidental. The referee
Big
wasn't
up,
buying it.
Francis Ngannou.
It was a bit of a flop as well. Well, Ivory Coast, of course, now after this performance, I like the way that they've bounced back after the reverse, if you like, against Equatorial Guinea, back in the dying moments of the game. Shows their strong mentality and determination to put things right.
Nah.
Algeria have been impressive. I still think Senegal will find themselves when they are playing against stiff opposition.
Belaili.
Way, Algeria high and wide.
Algeria, they have just lowered themselves to the high standards they
What?
set back in 2019. Can they
Wow.
get some kind of consolation here? Slimani steps over the ball. Take 2.
Oh, Cody Statman. Oh, fuck off.
Well, he's played to the edge of the area. He's kept in there. Well, who knows? There may be.
Algeria have got one back.
For Algeria. Bendeka, the substitute. Right place, right time. Knees it in. Time is running out for
3-1.
Algeria.
Feb to beat Wakefield Sunday. Interesting.
Nandi with the acrobatic cross under, that's great skill. Technique to keep that one in play. Bendeka with a simple task just to run it past the goalkeeper who was completely stranded.
Feb to beat Wakefield. I see Wakefield beating Feb more like.
15 minutes to find the 3 goals, which will keep them at the tournament, Algeria. Currently sitting on 1 point at the bottom of the table. If they can get the 4 points, then they're thinking of second or third place, depending on the other result in this group.
It's a foul, Guerrero wins it, and Mutal didn't stay on the floor too long, did he? They realise that he's wasting time.
Come on.
Maybe a reflection of the changes that have been made there from the Ivory Coast, which just kind of upset their equilibrium just a little bit.
Still Equatorial Guinea 1-0 up against Sierra Leone.
Possession, but
Woo!
1 shot on target.
Oh, he's got tough side.
Screwed into the ball on the right.
Here comes Algeria again.
Slimani is stationed just on the edge of the 6 if they can find him. Ivory Coast regroup.
Oh, that's not a foul, ref. He's just holding his ground.
Effective game in the centre of the defence. Kustunu, who came into the team for Eric Bailly. Taken quickly. Oh,
Wow,
save. Fantastic
that's
save.
interesting. Well, we gave Leeds a game.
Launched himself at it. Sangari equalled his effort.
That's a great stop.
We gave Leeds a game.
Nice hand for him, but not close enough as well. Good move, wasn't it, by Slimani? Just quick movement as the ball was spotted.
Big up Sheffield Eagles.
One of the saves of the tournament from Sangari.
Good header. Not quite enough for him to really get power with the meat of the forehead.
Takes it. Sangari, the Ivory Coast keeper. Of course, they lost Sylvain Gobu after an unfortunate drugs ban before the tournament. Then look at the referee's assistant. The flag stays down.
Come on! Oh, it's game over! Four! It's 4, but it's offside. It's offside. 4-1, but it's offside.
Referee's assistant saw was correct.
Yes, sir, indeed. Jim. Just delayed. Just that little bit too long. I would say only the forward should hold your run, and you can bend it a little bit, and then you just have to go. You can't continue to think about checking. That ball has got to be delivered. Doesn't always have to be the perfect one. Just give them the opportunity to get onto it early enough.
The goal doesn't stand, but a very similar move that led to the goal in the first half. They do get behind the opposition swiftly.
Come on, Equatorial Guinea. And also, come on Arsenal and beat Liverpool.
Randy. They may be going down Algeria, but they're going down fighting. Enter Bayini.
By the way, Dan, do you know that your streams always end in mid-sentences?
The two players in the penalty area. Obstacles to get around. Slimani fighting for the space, gets ahead to the ball.
You made no sense.
He's outnumbered and outmaneuvered by the Ivory Coast defenders.
Nobody else has that problem.
Town gives it away very cheaply. It's a pull on the shirt of Brahimi, and no question that the yellow card is going to follow. A miserable night for the Algerians. Tested the elasticity of the shirt of Sebastian there.
Cassie's gone about his business with a real calm assurance, hasn't he, in the middle of the park.
They've got a great balance of players, haven't they? They've got strong defenders, they've got organised, experienced midfield players, and then they've got such danger in attack as well.
The stream doesn't end.
Out. Needs Mandy to,
God.
For the umpteenth time of the game, it seems, launch himself in the way of the ball.
I would know if this stream ends because it wouldn't be appearing on YouTube.
Yeah, he's not happy taking over the captain's armband. That his team were exposed on the counter like that.
Why is someone accusing that the stream ends mid-sentence when it's clearly not? If you're having a laugh, it's not a funny one.
No ground. I would have thought that Algeria would get to the final game without actually scoring a goal. That's deflected off his own man. I think it was Slimani that got in the way of the shot of Zerouki.
Remains a handful, doesn't he, Islam Slimani, given the service. That one was going to drift well wide in the end.
A couple of emerging nations in this tournament. Equatorial Guinea, with a particular favourite of the neutrals. Comoros as well.
Equatorial Guinea. Equatorial Guinea.
And the Africa Cup of Nations. Beilali has given his all. He's taken out the firing line. And Farid Bouyala.
There's a penalty. There's a penalty in the Equatorial Guinea Sierra Leone match. There's a penalty.
Underachieving giant.
I don't know who to.
I don't think Ghana is far from being a vintage squad of players. They went amongst my favourites to lift the trophy.
But he said penalty conceded. I don't know if it's to Equatorial Guinea or it's to Sierra Leone.
To save some
Fuck.
kind of face. Only a victory would do for Algeria. 2 goals down after 40 minutes. Missed a penalty in the second half, Riyad Mahrez. Nicolas Pepe scored the 3rd goal for Ivory Coast. It's Brahimi with the free kick. Emery back on national defence duty for Ivory Coast. Brahimi goes for it. It was a nice tip over from Sangari. His eye was caught by players in front of him, then he readjusted well to make a tiny tip. Interesting that they're keeping Allaire out there when they've got Wilfred Zaha on the bench, unless Zaha has some kind of injury or illness that we don't know about. Algeria continued to plug away. Crosses across the face of goal. Sensible clearance.
Looks like they missed the penalty.
Kebla.
Quality cross. Slimani had to make the run towards the near post, knowing he's not really get on to the end of that ball. So hopefully someone was behind him. There wasn't.
Get it, Guinea! Equatorial Guinea! He saved it! He has saved it! Equatorial Guinea look like they're gonna go through. Oh, it's a miracle.
They can slow things down, hang on to it, play the clock, start thinking about who they are going to be up against in the round of 16.
Infected gadget arm. And their goalkeeper is a goalkeeper called... Hey! Plays for Deportivo Alaves in La Liga. And he's only 20. So he's a really young keeper. And he might have just made himself a national hero thanks to that save and sending them through. If they can hang on. Oh, that's an interesting question. Why do you want them to win Equatorial Guinea? And that was from Rushy.
The night has gone from bad to worse to almost humiliation. Now they're looking for a fourth. Pepe drives inside. Radelli screaming for the ball, and a routine save really for Mboli.
That was a tight shot, wasn't it, from Max Greta?
Oh, Algeria are absolutely shite.
And he's going to offer it.
And Equatorial Guinea, yet again, are doing the impossible. A shot on goal. Oh!
Rely on the latest player to go into the referee's notebook, calling it knee height.
Can we put Equatorial Guinea to win the African Cup of Nations? That would just be a thing if it happened.
Stretch the legs for Wilfred Zaha.
Oh, Wilfred Zaha's coming on.
Crystal Palace now taking the place of Arsenal's Nicolas Pepe for the final 5 minutes or so.
Well, Pepe's been
Kanate.
Simplicity about his play. He's not over-dribbled, I don't think, about any point in the game. When he got stretched and there were 3 goals up.
Guinea total a muck low.
2 passes. Kept the game nice and simple. A lot of very good work, Rob, as well. Without the football, I think, as I said, that's why he's the favoured winger, if you like. Of the younger ones, anyway. Gradle is one of the old men of the team.
I have faith in Guinea, Equatorial Guinea.
That's going to keep him in his starting 11.
And especially the redhead.
Maturity from Pepe.
And especially the redhead cunt.
Signing £72 million back in 2000.
Who got an assist? Yeah, and he also got an assist.
You speak your language, understand your moves. It does take you to slightly more elevated.
He got an assist for the goal.
He's certainly shown that.
And hopefully later on tonight, Arsenal go and smash Liverpool. These liver shite to their shite.
And has been generally a nuisance for Algeria.
Because it turns out Liverpool have been doing some dodgy work with doing their test. They've been being dodgy about it.
Trying to make it more creditable defeat. If they can leave the history books with a 3-2, we won't look so bad eventually. But ultimately, only 8 to 6.5.
That just shows how dodgy Liverpool are as a football club.
Poor, well below par performance from the reigning champions.
Bit of cramp, I think, for he's only 0 keep a bit of a shift.
Liverpool.
1 or 2 borderline challenges.
But I was happy for when they scored because I said I wanted them to score 1 goal. Just for the good, we're fighting for the league title, so we're going to get promoted, so that's good. (3-2). It wasn't that bad. Because we were 2-0 down at half time and then came back, so.
Ivory Coast that they have strength in depth beyond the starting 11. Sanu coming in for Bayer. So Howard not starting the game tonight.
Come on, Arsenal.
As well.
Come on, Arsenal.
Burnley on the bench.
Beat Liverpool. The dodgy bastards who did the most unthinkable thing possible in literally calling a game off and then deciding to say that they were false positive tests. What a bunch of cheating bastards just to get a game off by faking it.
Ball is passed on. Slimani can't get there. Whisked away from Korsunu. Only Mandy is sitting defending.
Your prediction for Arsenal versus Liverpool? I'm going to put Arsenal 3, Liverpool 0. Liverpool deserve it for all what they've been doing, being dodgy bastards, trying to get a game called up by doing fake positive tests. The cheeky bastards.
They've lacked organisation. Any great danger.
Nah, Lawrence Maguire's a good player. He's better than Harry Maguire, I'll say that. At least you know what it's like to be top of the league. Way!
It's going to be paid back as well for the Ivory Coast, who lost against Algeria in the last edition of the African Cup of Nations. Here is Zaha. 1-2 with corner. He's not going to be shying going forwards as he will for Zaha. It's a lovely little ball into the area as well. Seri passes it on.
Ricky, who are bottom.
He has covered every blade of grass.
Yeah, the closest man to it was Frankesi, who was some great work on that far right side.
And Ricky have only scored 17 goals all season.
You mentioned the squad, Rob, a couple of times, and it could be the determining factor. There'll be lots of players here who feel as if they've got to be.
Yeah, supposedly. Sadly, I don't think they are the only ones.
Most of them have played like that tonight.
Yep.
Now the winners of this group are going to be playing against Egypt.
Oh my! The winners, wow, that's going to be interesting. The winners of Ivory Coast's group plays Egypt.
Quite a second half, Gulen Konan. still with the determination and energy to get forward in the last couple of minutes of the game. Which has been an impressive
Yep,
performance.
Havant and Waterlooville versus Billericay, who are bottom of the league by a very long way.
Done your best in so far, game 1 or game 3. I'd have to say game 3. Quite at your best in the first 2, but got 4 points. But this time around, you've shown everybody you really mean business.
Ivory Coast do mean business. They've scored 3 goals. 4 if you count the one that was offside.
Ivory Coast and Data, the pick of the teams in the group with Sierra Leone and
Wow.
Equatorial Guinea.
Billericay have scored 17 goals and conceded 38.
Between these two teams to see who headed the group after 3 matches, but it is going to be Ivory Coast to take on Mohamed Salah and co next Wednesday night.
That's a long gap, isn't it?
And many the break after their exertions.
Ivory Coast versus Francais. Equatorial Guinea. Equatorial Guinea. Equatorial Guinea are down. Sierra Leone are down to 10 men.
A good age to be signing a player. I'm sure he's on the radar of many of the top clubs around Europe. And who scored the first goal, started the scoring for Ivory Coast.
Go on, Francais. Oh! Oh, he's running right.
Property of Algeria at the moment, but he.
Oh my!
Oh!
Oh!
What he's doing.
Zaha whipping on it, testing a body. And for Zaha, of course, tries to be dissuaded from.
Oh, what a ball!
for Ivory
Run!
Coast by Gareth.
Run!
He's in there.
Ah! Oh, what a goal!
This is a
Oh! Team to fear, and it's Sebastian Haller, I think it is.
Goal from Ivory Coast, knocking the champions out of the tournament and preparing themselves for the knockout stages.
Oh my God!
Well, that could be, and I just stress, could be the icing on the cake. Because I have a feeling that Sebastian Haller has wandered into an offside position.
Sebastian Haller!
So eager to get himself on the score sheet. He just couldn't resist. He's told him that run just fractionally later than he actually did. He'll be checking, of course. Be shame for him.
And right at the end of the other game, an Equatorial Guinea penalty.
I don't think any point he says. No, he's offside.
Please give it to Iban. Give it to Iban Edu, the guy with the red hair. He assisted the first goal. It said penalty. 93rd minute, but he might have missed it.
The embarrassment for Algeria.
Or he could have gone to VAR.
But whatever, there were pictures
Yeah,
of
'cause I'm just-
celebration for Ivory Coast, who have embarrassed and knocked Algeria out of the competition. They have been a fearsome force this evening. Well, there is the line that was drawn, which showed what Efenakuku was deciding that he was a step ahead of the ball.
Yeah, that's called the benefit of the doubt. That was given to the attacker. I would have had a few more, Rob, if they were that generous in my head. I love the header though, isn't it? Not quite at full stretch, hard past the goalkeeper. Terrific performance from
Equatorial Guinea are through.
He will be one of the teams to be feared moving forward. Wouldn't want to be an Egyptian player right now after that from the West Africans. That truly was fantastic.
Well, they declare at the 3, Ivory Coast 3, Algeria 1. Ivory Coast advance. Algeria are heading back to their club teams. Well, let's cast our mind back, a game which started in daylight, and there was daylight between the attackers.
Full time.
The defenders of
Ivory Coast 3, Algeria 1, and Sierra Leone 0. Equatorial Guinea 1.
This was the best move.
Equatorial Guinea are through. We're playing Mali or Gambia in the next round, which has surprised me. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Who would ever thought Equatorial Guinea would be through in that group? Out of this group, you would think that Equatorial Guinea and Sierra Leone would be 3rd or 4th. Surprise. Surprise, like, subscribe to the bell notification, host. And I'll see you guys on next watch along will be Sunday for Chelsea versus Spurs in the Premier League.